It's your boy DVD King. I'm back again with another video, with another live power talk. Today we have a great a dude that his name has been going around, but his name is Marcus. How do you pronounce your last name? How do you?
Michelli.
Michelli. Okay, Michelli. Today we have Marcus Michelli, and I brought him on a show. The reason why I brought him on the show, hold on, guys, let me do this real quick. The reason why I brought him on the show is because I want to actually get to know the dude. I want to actually, find out on if he's a good dude, if he's a bad dude, or whatever the case may be. This interview is just gonna be based on finding out about him. So if you can tell people who you are, what's your background, and basically, where you came from. If you can do that.
Oh, sure. I'm Marcus. I'm new to Kodi. Welcome. Everybody, I'm sure, welcomes me. I was a Servio user for many years. Used Servio, built plugins. I'm a C# programmer. I build MMORPG games as a hobby. I'm a network engineer by trade. I build, develop, maintain, design, and offer solutions for college communities. I travel all over the country building, designing large-scale networks for 70,000 users plus. Normally, it's a college campus community. I design and build city internet systems for cities that are trying to build and design their own infrastructure, kind of like as a utility co-op. I started in the IT business back in 1994. I was part of a group that were in the development of Linux and FreeBSD through IRC chat. We were the guys that actually built a lot of the drivers and the software and stuff like that over the internet through IRC chat. It was pretty much a development group. It's kind of where I learned about the internet back then. Since then, my company that I own designs, builds to catch people like you. Quite honestly, we offer traps to ISPs to get peer-to-peer shares.
Okay. So basically, you're very good. You have a very good background in technology. Basically, is what you're saying.
If I don't know it, I can usually learn it pretty quick. There's a lot to know. Nobody knows everything.
That's true. That's true. Now you're from Louisiana. How is it right now in Louisiana?
Mid-60s, fair day. I just got back to Louisiana, so it's nice to be home. It's green, it's flat, it's good people, great food, loud music, and cold beers.
Oh, okay, interesting. So basically, what is it that makes markets? Like, what do you do on an average day basis? When you're not messing around with a computer. Who are you when you're not messing around with a computer? Like, tell them. Like,
I'm not sure that you can separate me from a computer these days, to be quite honest with you. I think it's part of who I am. If I'm not on my computer, I'm normally on my iPhone, even during the day. Even not my iPhone. I don't use Apple products. But normally I'm either doing something, checking a network, packet sniffing, doing radius stuff. So normally I'm either programming for myself or in my hobby. It's what I also choose to do in my free time, my downtime in the afternoons.
Oh, okay, great. And you're a married man. You have a wife and kids, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, all right, so great. So you have a happy-go-lucky life and everything. So life is very good for you right now, correct?
Well, I think it's fair.
Okay, great. So what is there to do in Louisiana? What is there to do? What is a normal life in the eyes of Marcus? Like, if I was to follow you around with a camera, what are some of the things that people will see from a genuine side of you?
You're asking about the state itself, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
The state of Louisiana, one of the poorest states in the union. We have a high poverty rate here. We have a very poor education system. We're known for our corrupt politics and our corrupt politicians. I think that some of that has been changing over the last few years. I think that that our top 1% gross for individual income in this state is probably in the bottom 99%, or however you would say that, the bottom 1% of gross incomes across the country. We're a state of around, I think it's 4 to 5 million people, if I recall right. New Orleans being our largest city, which holds around 2 million people. Baton Rouge post-Katrina is now around 800,000, 900,000 people. The surrounding communities of the Baton Rouge area is where I live. Low crime, middle to upper class income range. You know, I don't stay here that often, quite honestly, anymore. I mostly stay on the beach in Mississippi, but Louisiana is certainly a unique culture, I believe. I've been to most states in this country, and I think Louisiana is probably unique to any other state in the country.
Okay. Okay. Great. 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 So now get into the computers. What can you say you know about drivers and all that? Now, how did you really get into computers? What as a kid did you take? Was you one of them people that took apart like the little CB radios? And, like how did you actually get into computers? How did you know computer technology is where you wanted to go?
I've always done computers. Anyone that ever has known me has done that. And around, I'm going to guess that was probably early 90s, late 80s. Bought my first PC, 486 SX, whatever it was, Windows 1.7, or I can't remember, dial-up modem. And back in those days, I had very little to do on the internet. You know, mostly it was IRC chat. We had a few little web pages that were up. We originally got into the development of our own ISP here in the Baton Rouge market. I guess that was probably around 92, 93. We just used to use little old 19.2 broad rate dial-up modems with a bunch of phone lines. I think at that time we had ISDN when we first started, and we would sell minutes to users to call in. We were the only, or one of the very few ISPs in the market back then. AOL came out probably, I guess, around 95, 96. Kind of shut that market down. It was a very lucrative market back then because we could charge by the minute. Those were BSD servers. I used to be in a BSD development group. So that was, I'm going to guess, around 96, 97. We shut those servers down because AOL had went to like $20 a month for unlimited service, and we didn't have the there was no way to maintain our part, because back then an ISDN line would cost you $1,500, $2,000 a month, so we just couldn't compete.
Okay. So now with the state that the internet is going nowadays, since everything is going digital, everything is going to first you had Betamax tapes, and then you have CDs and DVDs and everything. But now everything is going to internet-wise. Since you're an internet guy, what is your real take on where would the internet be in the next 5 years in your mind? In the next 5 years, what do you think?
Funny question. I'm going to tell you why it's a funny question. I don't want to use the company's name, but a very large company that all you guys are familiar with, I actually sat down in a meeting with. It's probably been 2 or 3 months ago now. And what it was a product development meeting. And some of you guys use them right now, but I don't want to call the name because I don't want to put anybody on the spot. And we were actually talking about that. And that's actually what they were talking about. So here's my take. And here's where I think the internet market is going. Grab a hold of your cell phone, because your cell phone is going to be your all-encompassing device. It's going to be your car keys. It's going to be your GPS. It's going to be your television. It's going to be your telephone. It's going to be your computer. Everywhere you go, you're going to dock that into a station. And inside of that dock, when you take your phone to your work, it's going to be your computer system, because technology has increased enough to where phones are as fast as computers almost these days. You can almost put as much memory or much RAM into them, or you can actually use it as a dock to where you're actually plugging into larger databases or larger systems. So the discussion is where do the MSOs go once this technology starts taking off? And so the MSO market is moving towards a market as to where they consider themselves to be the tie down. So they're not going to be supplying so much. They're not worried about supplying so much internet to the end user anymore in the near future. We might be talking 5 or 10 years from now. We're not talking about tomorrow. So what they're concerned with, and the way that they stay validated, as well, let's take it this way. Let me to make a point is most users don't have home phones anymore. Mostly everybody's walking around with cell phones. Generally, the only users that have home phones anymore are generally the older community, the 50-year-old plus community that are still used to paying their local phone bills. That's a dying technology. Well, the technology that we have now to where you actually have a tie down to your house, whether it be coax, DOCSIS, whether it be a twisted pair, whether it be fiber, is also a dying breed. That's a dying technology. The technology is going to be through airwaves. Right now, we don't have enough bandwidth on cell towers to support that technology. But that's being increased every day. If you've seen AT&T, about 2 or 3 months ago, just did a huge upgrade to the bandwidth on their towers. That's what they're preparing for. They're preparing for your devices to be the all-encompassing multimedia, business, office, car keys, television, DVR device. It's going to be an all-encompassing one device. And once that device is produced, the only thing that limits us is bandwidth.
Okay.
Bandwidth is the thing that limits us.
Well,
So
y'all heard it here. Get your phones ready, because your phone's gonna be the only thing that's gonna save y'all in the next 5 or 10 years. Make sure y'all have your phones. All right. Make sure y'all.
The MSO is gearing towards becoming a tie down. They're not gearing towards supplying you with. That's why the DOCSIS systems haven't been upgraded. I don't know who's still on cable modems. Fiber is a technology to have. The DOCSIS people aren't upgrading those technologies because of the cost versus the lifespan. They're expecting that to happen over the next few years, and those are going to be obsolete networks. So they're gearing themselves towards tying down bandwidth to cell towers.
Okay. So you know a lot about computers, and I see a lot of people that come across and they say, "Oh yeah, I know this and I know that." What kind of programs do you play with? Like, what kind of programs are you really familiar with?
Define program.
I mean, anything. Anything from. I'm really not a programmer, so I really don't know about programs. I'm just asking you. Because we have a lot of tech junkies in the room right now that enjoy programming. So what kind of programs are you familiar with that you like to play with, that you say, yeah, you put that in front of me, I have a field day with it. Like me, I like women. You put a bunch of pussy in front of me, I'm gonna have a field day with it. You feel me? So
I got you.
Yeah.
I'm a little old to be chasing girls these days. But I'm a Sharps development guy. I'm a C guy, so I like Sharps development. FileZilla is my go-to FTP app. What else? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it depends on what you want to do. I mean, there's so many programs that I use. It's just hard to say.
What's your favorite programs that you normally use? What's your favorite?
What program do I use the most? Facebook.
Yeah. What's the program you use the most?
Facebook.
Okay. Let's talk about Facebook. Because the law. I don't know if you heard about this, but Facebook was in a legal thing with the police. Now, because the police wanted Facebook to reveal all people's information. What is your take on something like that? What is your take on people?
It's the name of my group. The name of my group is anonymous.
Okay.
Everybody's anonymous. You're anonymous. Everybody that's listening to this chat room is anonymous. Let's take China, for instance. China limits, and China banned Google for a while. I think Google finally got back into China. but they limit what you can search. The Middle East does that. They limit what you can search and what information that you can get across the network. You know, for the average Joe that's Googling on the internet and wants to know what's happening in America, you can limit those through switches and servers and DNS programs and radius servers, whatever you have. And I'm a free and fair and open internet guy. And that's kind of what this battle has been about on Facebook.
Okay, let's talk about the battle on Facebook. Let's talk about the battle on Facebook because you brought up the battle on Facebook. What is your take on this whole battle thing on Facebook?
The internet is a free and fair and open market. Kodi uses an open GPL source. All of the documents and everything that we put in there. In order, I guess where the argument comes in order to get a licensed program that costs money. You know, to get a licensed program, whether you're programming in Python, which I'm not as familiar with Python as other things, when you're programming in C or I'm trying to think what Apple uses. I can't think of the term right now. You have to get those approved, and you have to get them licensed, and you have to get them trademarked, and you have to get them registered. None of this stuff that we do in Kodi is that way. It's all free, fair, and open. I understand. You know, everybody asks me all the time, and they say, you know, why would you steal this? Why would you steal that? Well, you know, I have a problem with that because that's not stealing. That's not stealing. That's not the way the internet works. It's not the way the internet was designed to be. It's not what an open GPL stands for. It's not what it does. A GPL, just like Kodi. Let's take, I don't know the history of Kodi, but let's take XBMC. I do remember that a few years ago. And Kodi is some sort of take off of the XBMC.
Well, Kodi, from what I learned, Kodi is XBMC. What it was XBMC had a thing with Xbox. I guess it was the Xbox Media Center, and basically, I guess they couldn't use the name Xbox anymore, so I guess they switched the name to Kodi. So Kodi is XBMC. So that's from what I learned.
Different designers and different developers. You've got guys that are doing this for free, or maybe they're getting paid off of ads or whatever on their webpage, but generally it's free. And you have a group of guys that come together that are, I'm assuming Kodi's on a GitHub somewhere or an SVN, and they're coming together and they're adding their code to it as they see an issue, they see a problem, and they're making it better. It's a group of guys doing this work in their spare time. That's how you make Kodi better. Now, it's not about any of these other developers or any of these other guys. I really get their position. I get their position. I truly do. I truly get their position because it would hurt my feelings if I felt like I did something and some guy is trying to take the glory for it. But that's really not it at all. That's not it at all. I do not want their glory. I think those are great guys. I think they do great work. I think they're a little butthurt right now because they stepped on Lion's feet and didn't realize it. But I have no problems with their add-ons and their programs, and I would suggest they bring them back up tomorrow. There's no reason for this. There's no reason for them to take the position that they're taking. But I do understand their position. I do understand that they could be upset. I do understand that they could feel like somebody's stealing or robbing from them. But that's not my position. My position is I've given credit to every one of those guys. I want them to have their credit because they deserve it. But don't limit other users. Don't limit other people just because your feelings are hurt. That's wrong. How you make your product better is you share it. You open it up. If you don't want your links being shared, put them on a server somewhere to where guys can't take them. But don't sit here and tell me that I'm stealing something from you because that's not a valid argument. That's a sheep's argument. And so people ask me why I call these people sheep because they're blindly following someone that has their feelings hurt. They have their feelings hurt because they feel like I stole from them, which is not the case. If you open up any of my add-ons, it explains to each part of that add-on where this information came from, whether it be Phoenix, UK Turks, whatever's on there. Those guys deserve that credit. They deserve that. But I put it in one list to where if you're looking for a UFC fight, you can go through that list. The other night, the UFC fight that was on, people I seen all over Facebook were looking. I can't find a link. My link's lagging. This one's lagging. All my guys in my group are laughing because there were 22 links in there. They had their choice as to which one they could pick. Now, why would these guys want to limit their information to their single add-on? I don't understand that. I don't understand that philosophy. The add-on that we made says that it's coming from UK Turks, or says that it's coming from, what is the other one, Cypher or Phoenix, or it says it. It explains that directly in there. And it also says, there's a statement in there that says you need to thank these developers for maintaining their add-ons and maintaining their lists. And no point have I ever claimed credit for any of that stuff. I just simply was trying to make it easier for everyone to access sports. You have 10 sports add-ons, give or take, on any build. You start building these builds, because that's what the guys were doing. That's why I built this add-on. They were making their own little builds, and I was putting it up on a wizard for them, hosting it on a server. And there's like, I'd like to have pro sports, but I have to sacrifice it for a sports devil because the build is 200 megs and I don't want it 400 megs. And I says, well, here, let me just make it an easier way. I'll just combine it all into one list to where you can add 2 or 3 add-ons and still get the same data. Now, all the users now can have one add-on, and it credits each and every one of those lists, credits each and every one of those guys, and they can search one list. Now, the goal would be, I haven't actually worked on it because I've been battling all these little small fires putting out, is to put a search menu on there. So you can actually hit search. You're looking for UFC Fight 197. You type in the add-on UFC Fight 197, it pops up all the links on all the add-ons for that fight. That is no more than a fancy super favorites list that gives a tremendous amount of credit and tremendous amount of respect to all those developers. I don't want those developers to quit. I mean, that's their choice. I'm not looking for a popularity contest. They want to quit developing their product. That's their choice. But what makes me fight back, because that's really what this needs to be talked about. This isn't about an add-on. This is about respect.
Respect.
And respect. And trying to push someone out by not simply coming to them. When all this first started, I started typing everywhere that I could. I had no clue who these developers were. Have these guys come to me and let's speak about it and let's talk. And let's try to work out that's a workable solution for everyone. And as opposed to that choice, most of the guys went to blasting on Twitter, ICMP, DOS attack, all this other stuff. He's a POS. Got all these people riled up from parts of the country. I didn't mean cussed out in Arabic, for God's sake. So you got all these people all riled up for nothing, for simply nothing. So what makes me fight back is that. If it wouldn't have been for that, I probably would have turned that add-on off, went to the house, probably grabbed a fishing pole, and went and fished out in the Gulf somewhere and had a hell of a day. But being that they fought, and being they told me I didn't know what I was doing, and being that they told me they were going to take my server down and DOS attack it and all these other things, which is ludicrous. I mean, good luck with that, guys, if you're listening to me right now.
But wait, hold on.
I challenge
you. Yeah. This is not about that, though. This is not that type of interview. They are listening. I want them to know that I'm neutral. I don't have a side. I'm just an interviewer. When you go,
I'm going to give you a position. I'm going to give you a position.
You're gonna give me a position.
Well, let me say this. Not you a position. I'm going to give these guys a position in my position.
Okay.
My position is simple. Leave me alone. You won't have any fight for me. You push me, I'm going to push back. I'm not going to attack you first. Now, you've had this guy, VidTime. I have his name, his contact. He put my name all over the internet, put it all over his app, put my picture of my wife. I have these guys' information, but I don't stoop to that level because that's the level of a child.
Okay, but that's understandable that he did all that. Brett, let me ask you a question. Then he adds,
hold on, let me add one more piece to it.
Okay, go ahead.
Then he adds malicious software. He has added it, and Genie TV has added it. Those are the two that I've seen it for. That actually limits users, because that goes against what we believe in as a Kodi community. That actually limits users to the data or the information that they choose to watch. So what he's telling you is, if you download Genie TV or you download VidTime, you can only watch what he dictates to you. Because if you don't watch that, he's going to turn those add-ons off or turn his off. You're going to have to make a choice. Pretty silly, huh?
Go ahead. So basically, that's what it means. If you download Genie TV, then it removes your add-on. That's what that means, correct?
Oh, well, his attempt is to do that. He hasn't been successful at it very much. For every time those guys write code, I rewrite code to stop them from what they're doing. I haven't actually attacked them and done the same thing to them. So here's what happens. Let me explain it to the simple user. Everybody's been over the argument for the last week about viruses and all this other stuff. Whether this is a virus, it's not a virus. This is what a virus is. A virus is a malicious piece of software that rewrites data in your computer against your will. Go Google it. Don't take my word for it. Google it. Now, what excuse me, I apologize. What VidTime and Genie TV have done is they've written data inside of their software that rewrites your programs. So if you use their program, they're not going to allow you to use whoever they so choose to be, whether it's my program or maybe tomorrow it's Phoenix or maybe whoever they want to be. The way that they're writing that, they're dictating to you as to what you can do. Now, what we do is we take their program, we remove their code, and update their programs for them. And so we don't make them not use our add-on if they're using theirs, or if they're using mine, not use theirs. I don't care whose add-on you use or whose build or whatever you use. But when someone attacks me in that fashion, we're going to attack back through our repo in the same fashion. Now, what this comes down to is this. That's the beginning of the war. And that's why I've asked for everybody to sit back and think about this real quick. Because here's what happens is when you start fucking with all these repos, you're going to turn Kodi off. Because eventually somebody's going to write the code to where they're rewriting all of your apps, all of your add-ons, and then limit you only to them. That's where this is going. That's why it needs to stop.
So let me ask you this. Do you kind of think that they put it on there as like a car alarm? Now let me give you the scenario. And you said that they put a malicious code in their thing that blocks your add-on when somebody downloads it. Okay. So
but not necessarily just mine. Any add-on that they so choose. Right now, I mean, I'm only aware of mine, but it could be 30 add-ons that they're blocking for you.
Okay, so think about this. Do you kind of think it's like a car alarm? You know, when some cars, they don't have a car alarm, right? But their car, but their car gets stolen. But when they get their car back, they say, well, I need to put extra protection on there. I need to get a car alarm so I can hear it if somebody even goes close to my car. Do you kind of look at it like that, like an actual?
No, but it's not a car alarm because your car alarm doesn't actually change the color of the paint.
Okay. Interesting. Very, very
you have an add-on. You have scripting software. If you're using one of those two programs that actually changes the code inside of your device maliciously against your will, that's their choice if they want to put it on their software. I was actually watching a dev chat the other day, and two of the devs were actually debating it. They were debating it back and forth. Well, let's do it like this and not like that, and like this and not like that. And they were actually saying is, I don't know about you. They actually said this, and I have the quote. I'll post it on my Facebook later. I have the screenshot. They actually said is, I don't know about you, but I don't want no damn virus on my box. They actually called it a virus themselves. Then go around the internet spinning it as it's not. That's exactly what a virus does. That's what you have on your computer. So tomorrow they get pissed off at Phoenix, they'll turn Phoenix off. They get pissed off at Kodi, they'll turn your whole Kodi off. Do not allow that type of software on your computers, people. That's just wrong.
So let me ask you this. With all this being said, and does this get anybody anywhere in Kodi that, you know, this wasn't supposed to be a Kodi interview, but hey, we went that route. And we were going down one road and we went down the other road. But with all that being said, you know, with people like, I don't know who's all involved. I just know UK Turk. Let's do Metal Kettle, for example. Metal Kettle has great add-ons. He has great movie add-ons that he puts out. He has very good.
Kettle's a great guy. I like Metal Kettle. Solid job.
Yeah. If you and Metal Kettle would have talked back then,
this would never be where we're at today.
This would never be where we're at today. Okay. So now, did you ever think of, okay, I can't get in contact with this person right now. Let me hold off on putting this in my add-on and let me go with somebody who I can probably get in contact with right now.
This went off. I didn't see any difference in between somebody putting this inside of their build or putting in their add-on. When this shit hit the fan, it went off like a nuclear weapon, brother. They were attacking my servers. They've sent Facebook messages to friends and family and posts. We went from 1,000 users in my little group to 3,000, 3,500 people in that group within a day, within one day. When this shit hit the fan, it was the game was on. There was no turning back because you have all these guys over on Twitter that are saying he's a piece of shit. He don't know what he's doing. He's a copy and paster. He's a link thief. He's a code thief, whatever it may be. I am not a Python coder, nor have I ever claimed to be. The only Python that I've ever coded in my life has just been here in the last couple of days. And I've learned a lot fighting these guys back and forth with their little updates that they do. So this is a new game for me. But what happened to these guys is they're used to bullying other people or other developers because they don't necessarily agree with what they've done. I hear this is not the first time this has happened in Kodi. The only problem that they had is they finally stepped on lion's feet. And when they stepped on lion's feet, this lion bit back. Now, if you want this lion to quit biting you in your English ass, leave me alone.
Okay. Now, you say they stepped on lion's feet and, this, that. Do you kind of think that you should come at them like as a gentleman and say, hey, I'm not telling you to apologize. I'm not telling them to apologize because I'm neutral. At the end of the day, this is just a one-on-one interview I'm doing with you so people can actually know you and where you're actually coming from. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, do you ever think that you can just say, look, I know what I did. I apologize for not reaching out to you. I did try to reach out to you, but you didn't answer.
Brother, that was a dead path. I tried that path. I tried asking every one of them. I did try to reach out. Didn't know who to contact. Didn't know who to talk to. I don't own a Twitter account. Never been on Twitter in my life. Don't intend on getting on Twitter. So originally, that's absolutely what I tried to do.
All right. So Metal Kettle right now is in the chat. Metal Kettle.
I've been speaking to him all morning.
Okay. So you've already spoke to him. Okay. VidTime is in the chat room. Do you have anything to say to VidTime right now? That's in the chat room. Like, do you want to at least extend the olive branch and say, hey,
leave me alone. I'll leave you alone. Remove your malicious code or remove mine. We end this little war right here and right now and right today.
Okay. So you're willing to end the war right now, live on the Power Talk show. You're willing to end it right now and call it a day.
I'm willing to end and to remove his malicious code from our add-on. That's correct. He does the same.
Okay.
But he says on his Twitter account, the only way that he'll ever quit is when my add-on is done and gone. I know you. I know who you are, sir.
Wait.
I haven't responded to you. I haven't responded to you in like kind. Leave me alone.
Mark, yeah. This is not that type of show right now. We're not going to send out things like that because I have other people that's watching that are Now, I want everybody in the chat room to understand why I did this interview. I'm not on anybody's side. I'm neutral. I did this interview so people can actually know who Marcus is and where he comes from. Because every time he's been on any of the other live shows, it's always been, it's always been back and forth, back and forth. So the reason why I wanted to do this interview is because I wanted to find out who he is, what his background is, where, who is this man? Because it's just like somebody walking down the street. You don't know that person until you actually talk to that person. You can't just say that person's a bad person because they walked past you and rolled their eyes at you. They could have been having a bad day. So, I want to actually bring a couple of people in. This is a disclaimer right now. You guys can come in and ask questions. Nothing else. That's it.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good day. It was a pleasure speaking to everyone.
Thank
you for the opportunity to be on your show.
Wait, Marcus.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Oh, hear me out.
I already heard you. That's not the terms we agreed to.
Okay. If you don't want nobody, that's fine. If you don't want nobody to come in, they don't have to come in. That's fine. This is the Power Talk show. So basically, now you want all this to end. Everybody wants all this to end. So what will it take to end it all?
Leave me alone.
Leave you alone. And you'll sail off in a sunset like nothing ever happened.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave my guys alone. Leave us alone. We're not harming you. We don't want to harm you. We think you do a good job. I think VidTime's program that he has, a great program. I think he's a very accomplished, from what I've read about him, he seems to be a very accomplished business leader and Python programmer. Leave me alone. I don't want any trouble with you guys. But when you attack me, I'm going to fight back. I will never quit. I won't go away. Just leave me alone.
Okay. They you have a lot of people in the chat room right now that's riling out there. Yeah, I tell you. Okay. So what is your add-on called? What is this add-on? That can you tell us more about what is everything that this add-on has in it? Tell us more about this add-on, because I don't know that.
The add-on is a fancy super favorites list for sports. That's all it is. It was simply to reduce space on builds. That's what it was designed to do. That's it. So all it does is take all of your sports add-ons, put them in one spot. Nothing more, nothing less. Does nothing more, nothing less than what super favorites does.
So it's super favorites. It's a fancy super favorites. So
that's all it is. That's what I don't understand.
Did you have to re-encode it, or did you just like copy and save the super favorites?
I don't even understand that question.
Okay. The question
but it's not super favorites. It's an add-on.
Oh, okay.
It is an add-on. It's a physical add-on with a repository. It's found on our Facebook page. We are the anonymous group, Anonymous USA XBMC Help, I think it's called, on Facebook. You can go in there. You can download. I think there's a couple builds. The community is built in the community, and there's a couple repos inside of the repo there, and they can go in there and download and use those programs or those builds for free. We don't take donations. We don't charge for anything. If we find the content on the internet, we're going to use it.
Okay. Now, do you find that people put their hard work into it and other people take it? What is your take on that? Or is it just because it's free, it's out there for you to use?
Hard work for what?
Like, okay, so like UK Turks, he takes pride. He wakes up, he eats, he probably spends time with his family, and then he probably gets right to work on fixing dead links, putting up live sports channels if there's a fight, different things like that.
Okay.
Now, do you think that it's right for somebody to come and take that from him, that he just woke up, took time away from his family to do that work for free? Because he does it for free, and somebody else.
I think Ed is a great guy. I mean, we're taking UK Turks here. I think Ed and Metal Kettle both are very accomplished guys. I think they're great fellas. But who's taking anything from them? You keep using the word take like it's a theft or something that's been stolen. Who has taken anything from them? You're saying that I have?
No, I'm asking. I'm asking. Like,
and I'm stating, that you're saying you're using the word take. I have not taken anything from any of them. It specifically says it is their work. It doesn't say it's my work. So when you take something from someone, you're depriving them of their possession. I'm not depriving them of their possession.
Okay. So, okay. All right. You're right. You're absolutely right in that standpoint for it. When you do take something from somebody, you do take something for it, depriving them of their possession. You're right. Okay. Now, far as, do you think that it's right for somebody to come copy, paste it in somewhere else, and take the traffic away from there? Do you think that's right?
They should be proud of that. Then they don't have the traffic on their server. Bandwidth is the biggest expense of anything. So they should be proud of that fact.
Okay. Give me a minute. Give me a minute, Marcus.
Okay. Hey, look, I'm gonna pause you for a second. You go ahead and have somebody else in your chat for a moment. I'll be back in about 10 or 15 minutes.
Okay. Okay. Great. Okay. I'm gonna have some other people come in, and yeah. I'm about to post a link, and I'm gonna let somebody come in that wants to actually chat. And actually, Metal Kettle, if you can come in, that'll be great. I'm sending the link in the chat. Nobody else push it but Metal Kettle, please. Nobody else pushes it but Metal Kettle, please. Just Metal Kettle or Vid Time. Hold on, I'm trying to do it now. I'm trying to do it now. I'm posting a link now, guys. Kettle time. Ah, shit. Hold on, I'm trying to do it now. Sorry, guys. Feedback. Nobody but Metal Kettle, please. Okay? Nobody but Metal Kettle or Vid Time. I'm posting a link now. Anybody but Metal Kettle or Vid Time, please. MK, welcome to the Power Talk Show. How are you? MK, can you hear me?
Hey, you all right?
Hey, how are you, MK? How are you? How you been?
Yeah, I'm good.
This is the first time we ever talked, man. I love your work. I think this is the first time we ever talked on an actual live show together. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I think we've probably spoken text-wise, but not vocally now.
Not vocally, okay. This interview, I'm going to explain to you why I did this interview, because I know I'm going to get a lot of hate from the developers, but I'm neutral. And the reason why I did this interview, so people can actually understand where he actually is coming from, and they can have, because there's always two sides to a story. And me and you both know that. There's two sides to a story. There's right, there's left, and then there's the middle. And what I'm trying to get to is the middle.
That's three sides.
Well, you know. Okay. How are you, Vid Time? How are you doing today, sir? How are you, Vid Time? Can't hear you. Don't know if something.
Hey.
How are you?
Good.
Okay.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Just like I was explaining to Metal Kettle, I don't want you guys to hate me. I'm doing this for one particular reason and one reason only, to find out who this guy is. Okay? And that's what I want to find out. Because when you continue to poke a bear and you don't know where the bear comes from, then it's like when the bear riles up at you and he's attacking to kill you, you're going to thought he was a friendly bear. Now he's coming after you. So I want to really, really find out who this guy is. This is why I did the interview. I don't want you guys to be mad at me whatsoever. This is my show. My show is respectful. I'm not here to argue with anybody. I'm not here to start arguing. And I hope you guys can respect that. Metal Kettle and Vid Time, I hope you guys can respect that.
Yeah,
Metal Kettle. Metal Kettle. Why don't you tell everybody in the chat?
You all right?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, good mate. Cheers. Yeah.
Why don't you tell everybody in the chat room who you are, where you come from, since you are on the Power Talk Show?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Okay. I started using XBMC back in the Xbox days. Used it. Never thought about doing anything development-wise until about 3 or 4 years ago. Tried and failed a few times because Python's easy, but the Kodi documentation's crap. But persevered. Released my first add-on about 3 years ago with the help of Blaze Tamer, Highway, 09R-ish, which people probably won't remember now because he's been out of the scene for a while. Had influences from Mikey1234, Voynich, Lambda, TK Norris. Every day's a learning day. I don't pretend to know everything. I don't. There's a lot of stuff I don't know. There's a lot of code I write that's bullshit, and there's easier ways of doing it, but it works, so I'm happy with that. As of now, taking a bit of a back seat. Not released anything new for a while. probably Angry Birds was the last one. Keeping on top of UK Turk, that's probably the #1 priority at the moment.
Okay.
And obviously there's some stuff going on at the moment, and hopefully we can get it sorted out and get back to normal.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's why we're here. That's why we're here today, to get it to normal. Vid Time, how are you doing today, sir? Well, welcome to the Power Talk Show. Why don't you let people know who you are? Because you're actually, I don't know if you're new on the scene, but Vid Time just came out. Am I correct if I'm not wrong?
Yeah, Vid Time's only been out for a few months.
Okay. Why don't you let people know who you are and how did you got started, and tell people a little bit about your background too.
Well, pretty much it's not much different than Metal Kettle's story. I mean, we most of us, I think, generally, and Metal Kettle can probably agree, that we start out just as basic users, and then we get intrigued by what we find out Kodi or XBMC, when I first started, could actually do. I mean, it was amazing. It did some amazing things. I used to first get into it for the emulators and the other stuff like that, because my background was messing around with different homebrew hardware for different things, like the Wii versions and the different stuff like that. That's what I used to do. I like to enjoy doing that stuff, and hacking BIOS systems of computers to make it do things that the manufacturers don't want you to let it do. I mean, that's just the basic stuff. Different pen testing techniques. I mean, that's fun on computer levels. It just is. I don't know. So I came into the Kodi scene, and I think the very first time that I ever came into it fully was I was pissed off that I couldn't watch hockey through one of the add-ons I loved, which was Phoenix at the time. I couldn't watch hockey on my OE box, and it pissed me off.
I'm a Kings fan by chance. I'm a Kings fan. I'm a Los Angeles Kings fan.
Perfect. I couldn't get it, and I read all the forums and I read all the stuff, and nobody could put Java onto the OE box to be able to watch hockey, and it drove me absolutely nuts. So I worked on it, and finally I got it to work. So I was able to make an add-on that put Java onto an OE box so that we could watch what was then the Nulon hack to watch hockey. And that's where everything started, with getting into the community for me. And then from that point forward, helped out on Phoenix for a little while. I also, was able to put Java basically onto the Android boxes so they could watch Phoenix hockey through there as well.
Okay. All right. So you have a pretty good background in coding and all of that, just as well as Metal Kettle does too.
As I say, he's right. It's a continual learning process. There's always new stuff. There's always new things to do. I mean, there's so many different facets inside Kodi itself. You've got skinning as its own entity, the add-ons. There's so many different things you can do. Repository development and different ways, and quite honestly, even with this little situation that's been going on, there's nothing malicious in there. It's just we have a right to protect some of the hard work that we put in, and we can blacklist certain things. We're coming to that degree where we can create blacklists where if you want to just copy our add-on outright, or add it to your repo and upstage us by one number to erase us, that we're going to blacklist your repo and your add-on.
Interesting. Now, let me ask you guys this, and both you guys can answer in your own separate views. In the next couple of years, where do you think the state of actual Kodi is actually going to be at? Like, in your mind, and Metal Kettle, you can answer first, in your mind, where do you think the direction of Kodi is going to be in the next, 3 or 4 years?
Well, if people have been following the Kodi forums, which everyone should, because obviously it's the media center we all use.
There you go, guys. Follow the Kodi forums, guys. Follow the Kodi
Team Kodi have said, all right, they don't particularly like third-party add-ons, mainly because of the bad advertisement that they get because of it, but they've got no intention of blocking them. That's been mentioned several times. third-party add-ons will always be there, I think, especially if it's come straight from the source. I mean, they've said, we don't like this, that, and the other. We don't like our name associated with third-party add-ons because it's pirate material, and that's fair enough. I can fully understand where they're coming from with that. But on the flip side, they've actually been quite generous to us and said, look, we're not going to block third-party add-ons. I mean, they could quite easily. They could stop things being installed from zip. They could sign things where only certain add-ons could be installed through Kodi. They could do all sorts, but they've said they're not going to do that. So if you're asking about 5 years' time, if Kodi's still around, then it'll install third-party add-ons. That's what I think.
Are you going to be around? Where do you see your hobby? Because I know you probably do this as a hobby and you have a passion and love for it. Because you don't do it for money. You do it because you actually love to do it. Where do you see yourself in the next couple of years? Like, is Metal Kettle still going to bring us these great add-ons that we love?
At the end of the day, I mean, unless you're going to go with a playlist add-on like Phoenix or UK Turks, there'll always be websites that provide links to free movies, free TV. It's always going to happen, and I can see it going forward. There'll be more and more websites popping up. Some will go down, but for every one that goes down, another 5 or 6 will come up. So there'll always be opportunity for that. And plus the file hosters aren't all going to go down, so there'll be a way to search them one way or another. In terms of me in 5 years' time, as long as there's still the feeling for it and people still want it and people are still happy to install my stuff, then I'll carry on. I've only ever had really one other big hobby in terms of stuff like this, and this was in the UK cable scene, and when that was in its full heyday, I participated in that quite a lot, but through one thing or another it died, and I had to move on to the next thing, which ultimately was Kodi. But if something's still going, people still want to use what I make. It might not be the best, but it works. Then I'll keep going.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. I use all your add-ons, and you bring out the very best add-ons. You and Monkey Ducks, and I thank you for everything that you have done for the community. So thank you, Metal Kettle, for that. VidTime, what is your take on where Kodi's going to be in the next 5 years, and what about you? Are you going to be around and bring us, good things like you have with VidTime and good work like you have with, Phoenix and all that?
Well, I got a great team of guys that I'm working with right now, as far as Woody and Rock and Lefty. Those guys are all great. As long as they want to keep doing stuff, like I'm into continuing to try and improve VidTime, maybe adding a few more things into the mix, but it's fun. Like, we enjoy doing it. We've got a little bit of a following going, and they enjoy the stuff that we do. As I say, much the same as Jim and the rest of us, we don't get paid for this. Like, we find this as a hobby. Although I probably do this more than I do my full-time job, it's fun. And I don't sleep, and, I drive my wife nuts, but I do it anyways because I enjoy it.
I think that's one of the big things, and I think people they assume that either A, they get paid for it, or B, they want some virtual praise or other things that were mentioned during the course of the week. But the effect on people's lives that are actually doing it. I mean, I for one, because I've not done anything for a week, my wife fucking loves me now because I'm not sat in front of the computer. You know, because Turk's been down, I've not written anything. I've not done anything. The only thing I've done is try to set up bloody hyperspin on my shield, and you know, she's loving the time. So it's not always about self gratification. It's not always about wanting praise off people, things like that. I mean, you know, I can't remember the last time that I've had a full week of 8 hours sleep. To be fair, you know, it's just mad sometimes the things that get said. You know, maybe if I was making $1 million a week, you know, I wouldn't care. But
You wouldn't care.
I'm not. You know, it's a hobby, and ultimately, this hobby is addictive. I'll admit that. If anyone said it wasn't addictive, then you know that they wouldn't be telling the truth. Once you start, I can sit down and think, Jesus, that's a good website. I'll do something with that, and I will sit there and sit there and sit there and sit there, and before you know it, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. You think, shit, I've got to get up in 3 hours to go to work, but you still do it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, 7 o'clock at night, the previous evening, your wife's there watching bloody telly, and she's going, "Oh, have you done that yet? Are you done yet? Come on, are you going to sit down?" And all this sort of crap. So it's not as easy as what people think. It's not like.
You know, you have people in the chat room that's talking, but it's okay. You have people in it. Let me go ahead and acknowledge people in the chat room. People in the chat room that's talking and making fun of whatever they're looking at. It's okay though. It's truly okay, because you know we all don't pick up our ball and one day say we're leaving and then come back. So anyway, let's go back to the interview.
If they've got something to say and they want to field it, then I'm quite happy to answer it.
Yeah, not a problem.
No. Metal Killer, I'm glad that you came in. Big time, I'm glad that you came in so people can actually know who you are. A couple more questions for you guys, because you know you guys are very famous in the Kodi community. A couple more questions. Let me ask you this, Metal Killer. What is your take? Is it better to have an add-on or APK? You know, which one is better to you to run? You know, to be easier, to be less stressful on somebody like you.
It depends what you're talking about. I mean, if you're looking at something like Cartoon HD or something like UK TV Now, for example, they were all APKs to start with. Even Movies HD, you know, not the Movies HD website, but the app. There's a lot of apps. I mean, even Mobdro that have started off as apps and have just been, you know, converted, if you like, into add-ons. If you can find an APK that suits your needs, then that's fine. Use it. I mean, it's compatible on your phone. It's compatible on any Android box. You don't have to install anything. You just install the app and it works. Some people, though, they prefer that. You know, they want everything through XBMC. Some people probably aren't even aware that these sort of things exist. I don't know. But to me, I mean, XBMC it's like a holding area. It holds everything. And if you can create an add-on from an APK, then so be it. I mean, good examples again would be Cartoon HD, UK TV Now, or you know, HD Movies or whatever. Or Mobdro, but obviously the APK will always be more reliable because it's coming straight from the source. I mean, at the end of the day, all we're doing is trying to extract the information from the APK and use that in an add-on. That could go down. They might change something. They might notice that you know the bandwidth goes up because it's on Kodi and they're not getting the ad revenue, so they change something. So obviously, in that case, the APK will always be more reliable, but at the expense of having to watch ads and whatnot.
Okay, great. Hey, how are you? You big time. Can you tell me what's your opinion on that?
My personal opinion, after doing the Java Kodi hack, I hate Android. It bothers me. I do not like it. I spent countless hours trying to get that working, and it drove me absolutely crazy, and I got it working, and I sold my box right after. And that's the truth of the matter. That Android did me in. I had enough of Android.
Yeah, I think the only Android box I've ever liked is the Shield. But it doesn't feel like Android when you're using it, but it is. But it's the only Android box I like.
For everybody that's in the chat room, if you guys want to stick around, I do have another show about to start with a very young, a very good gentleman by the name of Malik Beasley. He is a first-round draft pick for the NBA this year. He's out of Florida State University. I will be doing an interview with him in a matter of probably like 15, 20 minutes. That interview will start. I'm about to finish up with Metal Kettle in big time. It looks like Marcus won't come back in. But with that being said, Metal Kettle, what will it take right now as we speak? Is there anything that's being talked about in the background to bring UK Turks back? Everybody wants to know.
I'm not gonna lie. I have spoken to Marcus, and as an individual, he is very accommodating. He seems to be an okay kind of guy to me, to be fair. The only thing that's happened, I think, is that things have escalated, and people have sort of got run away with the horse, if you like. One thing's led to another, and there's certain situations that you just can't back down from. I've tried my best to be as impartial as I can. I've not implemented any sort of code to remove his add-on. I know Vin has, but Vin needs to do what he thinks he needs to do. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was an option, but it never materialised. I don't know. I think it's just gone on that long, and a lot's happened where neither side will back down completely. There's probably room for compromise. I mean, as Marcus said earlier, if he's not bit, he won't get bitten. Which in essence is pretty much how I feel about things. If people are right with me, then I won't go out my way to cause issues with them. So as long as that sort of understanding rings true between both parties, then maybe there's a resolution there. I don't know, but ultimately, the decision lays with the people who write the lists. I mean, I write the add-on, but I don't produce the content. Well, not produce content, but I don't share the content. I don't compile the content. So it's down to those at the end of the day. Okay. I mean, I don't know what Vin thinks about that, but like I say, I mean, it was an option where we were going to do something code-wise, but we sort of decided against it, until we gave it a little bit more time.
So basically, we just have to wait to actually see what actually happens. That's understandable. I guess it's a waiting game, as people say, right?
There are things, I mean, I have spoken to Marcus today, and we've spoken quite in a lot of depth about various things. UK Turk was in on the conversation as well. We tried to make it quite a private conversation, so there was no other external influences to it, so we could just have a real, battle it out. There's no definite agreement yet, but it's as far as I'm concerned, it's not looking as bad as it was. Let's put it that way.
Okay. I guess I'm going to keep this stream alive, guys. I'm actually going to get my other guest on this same stream. So you guys can stay in the chat room. I'm actually going to send my guest to the other. I'm going to send my guest a link to the stream and keep this stream going. And you guys can stick around for the interview for that too.
I don't know what I don't know what Vin.
I just
Vin
kind of
thinks
want to
about
leave
it.
one aspect on there with
Go
the
ahead.
code that I put in there. Like I say, all Marcus has got to do, and we come to an agreement. He takes our repo, or he takes our add-on that he's copied, and he stops versioning up it. I'll stop deleting his stuff, but we don't want VidTime included in his add-on. We just don't want it in there.
Yeah.
And we don't want it in there because it takes away from the community that we've tried to do, and quite honestly, it creates when there's problems, because there's some different code within VidTime that doesn't always play nice with the add-on that he has, and we're the ones who feel the problems. So we're trying to fix something that is beyond our control to fix because it's something in his add-on that doesn't make ours work properly.
Yeah.
So it creates a lot of headaches for us. We don't hate the man, but you know what? It can create issues, and big issues.
I think it's important to point out that the situation with VidTime is slightly different to the situation with Project Cypher or UK Turk, where with VidTime, correct me if I'm wrong, Vin. I've looked at it briefly, but I've not looked at it in depth. But it's actually launching the VidTime add-on from within.
Yes.
The anonymous add-on, whereas with the UK Turk and the Project Cypher, it's just reading the lists.
Yeah.
So the lists. All right, you could say the text files on the internet, which in effect they are, but it still takes time for someone to compile those. Whereas if someone's actually firing up an add-on from within another add-on, then even Kodi will tell you that can cause issues. So it is two different types of scenario there.
Yeah, I agree, and it is. I mean, it's not to say one is any better than the other, because the time that's put forth into some of those lists, and as I say, from talking with Turk, I know that he has worked not only to make the list, but to make the list viable and so they stream well. He's gone above and beyond, and that's where it's you're kind of taking from him. So I understand his point of it fully as well too. But from our standpoint, like, one thing that this experience has kind of shown me, I'm going to keep not the actual specific code to remove, but I have it set that I can remove it right now and it'd be off everyone's box. Like, I don't need to even push an update. I can get rid of it.
Well, guys, I think with everything that was being said today on the show, I hope people understand where everybody stands. And like I said, and I hope with your respect, Metal Kettle, you're not mad at me. I hope you're not. Big time, I hope you're not mad at me and understand why I did this interview.
No, we're not upset with you at all, brother.
Okay, just want to make sure. You're not mad at me, right, Metal Kettle?
No.
Okay. This interview was a nice talked interview. It wasn't people yelling over each other and fussing and all that. I don't know what happened to Marcus. I don't know why he left.
So you wanted a truce on the show, Marcus. If he removes us from the repo, I'll remove his blacklist stuff. He can live on his side of the fence. We'll live on ours. Life can be great.
Well, you hear that, Marcus? I know you're still on. You're still on mute, but I hope you're listening.
Like I say, there's plenty of playgrounds in the city. We don't need to be in the same one.
There you go. And I couldn't have said it better myself. With that being said, guys, thank you for coming on, Metal Kettle. I hope you stay and watch the remainder of the show. Like I said, I have the first round draft pick coming in. My name is Malik Beasley. Guys, I do appreciate everybody that came on the show. Marcus, thank you. Metal Kettle, thank you. I appreciate it. Big time, I do appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All the viewers, thank you for coming in and actually watching the show. And for everybody that hated in the chat room or whatever the case may be, hey, I love the hate. I embrace it. and I love you too. Just to let you know, okay? My heart goes out to you, okay? Because hate doesn't make me better, it makes me great. So with that being said, thank you, Metal Kettle. Thank you, Good Time. Morgan, don't know where you are, but I have to remove you from the room because I do have another guest that's about to actually come in. I hope you guys stick around and actually hear the interview with the NBA star. I do.
I'd just like to say one closing comment, if I can.
Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Obviously, I said I spoke to Marcus throughout the day, and you know, I've looked at the stuff he's been doing, and what he's done with the add-on itself is pretty good. You know, if he could apply that in a different direction, you know, he could do very well in sort of the add-on development kind of world. I think the direction that this has gone, in one respect, it's not the right thing, but in the other respect, it shows that he can learn Python. He knows what he's doing. He could produce something really good.
There you go. You heard it first here. You know that's big coming out of somebody like Metal Kettle's mouth. He's giving the man a little bit of praise, saying he can do something pretty good. So Marcus, I hope you really take that into effect on what you heard. And thank you, Metal Kettle. Thank you, Good Time, for coming on. I hope you guys stick around. But sorry to let you go. I do got to bring on my other guest because it's almost 5 o'clock.
No problem.
I do have that show, you know, with my other guest. This was just a throw-around show for him to come on and talk. I'm glad you guys came on. I do appreciate you guys coming on. Let me get my other guests up in here. Thank you, Metal Kettle. Thank you for the time.
Thanks.
No
Later.
worries.
All right, I hope
Later.
you stick around. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, guys. I just sent out the link to my other guest, Malik Beasley, waiting on him to come in. Let me go ahead and get him on the phone so I can tell him I just sent him the link. Just to see, get him up in here. Like I told you guys, he's the first round draft pick for the NBA this year. Out of Florida State University. You guys should go Google him. His name is Malik Beasley, and trust me, when I say this guy is a beast on the court, he is a beast on the court. That's what I'm just letting it be known. I'm trying to get him on the phone now, trying to make sure he got the link to bring him in. So let me bring him in now. Let me go ahead and inject Marcus. Goodbye. You are the weakest link. Hey, I just sent you the link. Okay. He should be coming in, guys, in just a minute. He should be coming in, waiting on him. He's checking it out now. So just stick. Yeah, once you click the link, it's going to automatically bring you in, yes. Okay. He's coming in now, guys. He's about to click the link. And come on in. He's clicking the link now, guys. Clicking the link now. Do it from Chrome. Do it from Chrome. Yeah, if you have Chrome on your computer, on your laptop or your computer, do it from Chrome. Just have her check her email from Chrome and then click it, and you should be okay. He's trying to get in. He had to install a plugin, so we're trying to get him in now, guys. Hey, Metal Kettle, you came back in, huh? Yeah. Tell her, yeah, she can open up the Chrome browser. Yes. Just tell her to go to the internet on Chrome and go check her email from Chrome and then click it, and it should work. How are you, Mrs. Beasley? Life is good. Life is good. Yes. Oh no, you're okay. No, you're okay. No, because we're actually early. We're actually early. I had another interview, so I just ran both interviews over. So that was all. You're okay. You're perfectly fine. Okay. Yeah, guys, we're trying to get them in now. You know, trust and believe this is going to be a great interview. You guys want to stick around and actually, listen to this interview. This is really going to be a great interview right here. This is a very talented young man.
I'm not very computer literate, so.
No, you're truly okay. You're truly okay.
Let's be patient, Malik. It's okay. What if we can't do the clone?
If you can't do the Chrome, you can do it from your cell phone. You can, yeah, you'll be able to do it from your cell phone. For the person that's actually saying, so you can see 100 to 200, man, stop hating. Why you hating? There's so much hate in your heart. Stop. It's truly okay. It's truly okay.
Browser Google. Was that a download? Was that a download? Download Chrome. There we go. Accept and install.
It's truly okay. For your hate that's in your heart, it's truly okay. I love you too. I can't always have women on here, Gary. I can't. I'm sorry.
It's downloading.
Okay. Okay.
It's opening.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Don't forget,
Verifying. We got 3 minutes.
That's fine. I see we got a lot of people in the building tonight. Got a lot of people in the building tonight. I do appreciate everybody that came out and supported these interviews I did today. So I do appreciate everybody.
Go to your email again. In here? Yeah.
And they're about to come on. Going to go do it now. I'll tell you. Hey, did anybody check out that Birdman in Breakfast Club? Man, I tell you, he said you gotta respect my name. When y'all say my name, you gotta respect it. Put some respect on my name. Y'all don't know nothing about that respect. That's that Birdman talk right there. That's gonna be hashtag this year. Hashtag respect. That's what we're gonna start telling them. Okay.
There you go. Okay. Click allow. Okay. You got it?
I'm waiting on you to come in now. You should be coming in a minute. I don't see you. Are you in? Do you see anybody in? Yeah, join. You gotta push join. There you go. Okay. Malik Beasley is in the building. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Everybody, dude out of Florida State University. the only player to ever be one and done and go right into the NBA, the first round draft pick. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, first round draft pick, Malik Beasley, everybody. Welcome, Malik Beasley, to the show. Malik, why don't you tell people who you are and where you come from and all that? Give the people, a little bit of background on who you are.
I'm Malik Beasley. Come from Alpharetta, Georgia. 19 years old. Love basketball since I was a young baby. A lot of hard work got me to this stage. Just a lot of great things happening in my life. I'm thankful for everything.
All right. Now, I did some background on you because when I found out I was going to interview you, I had to do some background on you.
Yeah.
I found out that your mom and your dad are actors. Now, let's get right into this interview. Now, I want to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
With your mom and your dad being actors, your mom was in Hunger Games. Your dad's been on The Fifth Wave. Your mom is in Barbershop 3. Why didn't you pursue an actual acting career other than picking up the rock?
A lot of people ask me. When I was younger, I did acting. Did a few commercials for Delta, local commercials like the lottery, stuff like that. But once I fell in love with basketball, I kind of stayed away from acting and wanted to focus on that. I'm definitely going to take after my career, do some auditions and try out for some, even during my career, do some acting. So I just wanted to follow my dreams in basketball.
Okay. Great. Now, you're about to go to the NBA. How did that actually feel? What kind of feeling do you actually have when you found out you're about to enter the draft and that you're about to get a first round draft pick at that? How did that feel?
It's amazing feeling. It's honestly a blessing, and it all comes with hard work. I just know that hard work got me here, and I don't ever want to stop working hard, and that's my main component. And I've just been really focused on working hard to get better and better. But the feeling is amazing, and not that many people get that opportunity. It's less than 1% of people that get drafted. I want to be a part of that 1%. It hasn't happened yet, but hopefully it will.
Okay. I know we're probably getting a little bit of echo. People in the chat are telling me we're getting a little bit of echo. Hold on, give me a minute. Let me see.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna try to see if that works out. We're gonna have to ride with it. We're not sure. We're gonna ride with it right now. Now, what team? Who do you hope to actually like go with, man? Like what teams are you like? Okay, let me go with that team.
All of them, really, all of them for me. It's just whatever team drafts me, and whatever team drafts me, I'm gonna work my hardest to be that team. I don't have any ups or downs on any teams. I'm just ready to get going. Help the program out, help the city out, and that's my main thing. It's not really about a certain team. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
But
What is it? Who? Hold on. Let me do this real quick. Hold on. Give me a minute. I gotta, because they say I'm getting a terrible echo. Give me a minute. Hold on. I'm gonna mute you. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Yeah. All right. That should have fixed it. I hope that would have fixed it.
Does it work?
Let me see. Hey, everybody in the chat room, does he still have an echo? If he does, then I'm gonna have to ride with it because it is an interview. I'm gonna have to ride with it. Who would you like to actually go against? Because you're a shooting guard. And
I can get my headphones if you want me to.
Yeah, can you get your headphones for me?
Okay.
He's getting. Oh, it was fixed. Okay.
Do you mind if I want to go get it?
Go ahead. Go get your headphones. Go get your headphones. He's going to go get his headphones, guys. Oh, well, you guys saying it's good now, but I'm going to let him go get his headphones. It's all right. I'm going to let him go get his headphones. You know how that goes. But, like I said, I bring the latest and the greatest. I bring the latest and the greatest when it comes to these shows, man. I try to bring new people, entertaining people. Thank you for sticking around with this. And this is actually going to be like show the shows. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I put this? All of you guys follow me on an everyday basis. But when people come to the Power Talk show, it's very important for me to keep the peace. So that's why I want to keep it professional and keep it going. You know what I'm saying? I want to keep it professional, keep it going. So I do appreciate everybody that's riding with me. And don't and trust and believe. When I was talking to Marcus, I seen all the haters. Don't worry about the haters in the chat. For my team, don't worry about the haters in the chat. Just relax, look at the interview, and we'll talk later. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk later. So for everybody see in the chat that's riding with me, I appreciate it a lot. I do. I appreciate it a hell of a lot. Make sure you guys go check out Miss Mulatto. Go check out her single. Make sure No More Talking on So Deaf. Make sure that you guys go subscribe to my whole team. Cable Cutters, Soulless, Gentech, Eddie, Steve, C-Tech, Todd, Mike Myers. Anybody who I forgot, I will name you, before this interview is over. So trust and believe, I will name you. I haven't forgot Kim Tech, everybody. So now, all right, man, you back.
Yes, sir. Is that better?
That's better. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Basically, you're a shooting guard. And who would you like to go against? Who when you're growing up, who would you like to, match up against in the actual game?
I like to match up against any shooting guard, particularly the greats like Kodi, Matt, he's there. I always want to go against him. He might score a lot on me, or he might not, but it would have been a great opportunity to play against him and stuff like that. Joe Johnson, a lot of shooting guards like Stephen Curry, Ben McLemore, Damian Lillard, a lot of guards, many guards.
Okay. I'm getting a lot of static from your headphones.
Oh, really? Is that better?
Yeah, no, I'm still getting a lot of static. You can remove the headphones. Don't trip. We'll work with it. You can remove the headphones. Don't trip.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, we'll mess with it.
Man.
No, you good, man. You good, man. Trust and believe, man. Just you doing this interview is good, man. Don't even worry about it. Now, I know you have a movie coming out. You have a movie coming out, right? Called Unsigned. Called Unsigned, correct?
Yes, sir. Documentary.
Documentary. Can you give us a little insight on the documentary you got coming up?
Well, it's a little bit about how my journey has gone, and also how we're trying to, how the NCAA like paying athletes or paying not athletes. It's just a great documentary on how athletes should be paid and how they shouldn't, and then my journey to go along with it, just to show like how people go through the college journey, the high school journey.
Okay. Now, how does your mom feel about you being one and done and going straight to the NBA? How does she really feel about that? Because, a lot of moms want you to go get an education. You know how that is. So how did your parents really feel? Like, I know they're supportive of you, but is she extremely happy?
Oh, she's very happy. The main thing for my parents, they wanted me to go to the NBA, but they didn't want me to finish without my degree. But so the main thing is at Florida State, you're allowed to come back in the summer, or you're allowed to take online classes in the summer to get your degree while you're still doing what you're doing in the professional league, whether it's football or NBA or any other sport. And so we made sure that I'm still able to get my degree and still be able to take classes and get my hours and graduate maybe in the long run, like kind of like Damian Lillard did, what he did when he graduated, went back in the summer and stuff like that. Just I'm gonna go back and get my degree. She's really happy about that I get the opportunity to play in the NBA and still get my degree. So it's a win-win.
Okay, all right. Great. What is it that where do you actually see yourself? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years when you're in the NBA? How many rings do you see yourself with? Like how many? Like when you play basketball in your backyard or wherever you play basketball and you practice, do you say my whole hand's gonna be filled with rings?
Yes, definitely. My whole hand's gonna be filled with rings when it's all said and done. and not in a cocky way. Just know, because I'm gonna have great teammates. I'm gonna have a great coaching staff, and I'm gonna have great players around me to help me get those rings, and to know that I'm gonna bring hard work to the team, and that's the main character about me. I'm gonna bring hard work to that team, and also just to know that God always has a plan, and I always see rings, always championships. I got a few championships myself from high school, but it all happen. Everything's gonna happen for a reason. Hopefully, I can get those rings, and God makes it the right way. Does it the right way.
Okay. Okay. All right. Definitely. What is it that now what do you do for when you're not when you're not playing ball? Who is Malik Beasley not on the court? Who is
Now,
Malik when you're not playing ball?
I try to get out and play some golf. I like food a lot. I like to eat a lot. I like to sleep also. Play some video games every now and then, NBA and Call of Duty. Hang with my family, of course. I don't get that much time with them because I'm always working out and stuff. And then also just having fun, going out with my friends, saying what's up to them, go to movies, something like that. Enjoying life, that's the main thing.
Okay. All right, great. What how now you say that you enjoy life and you have your friends and you do everything like that. Basically, what is it that how does your friends feel that you made, because if you get drafted by the Lakers or somebody, you will be moving to Los Angeles. How does your friends feel about that?
They know that it's going to be bad, that it's not going to be fun, as much fun that I would be moving out there in LA, but they know that was the best opportunity for me to do what I got to do, and they're always going to support me, and that's why I have those friends, because I know that they got my back regardless of where I go. They're always going to be my friends.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this: what is it that what is it that you want to see change right now? Is there anything in the NBA that you want to see change that you can bring to the court when you're on that court? Like basically what I mean by what teams right now is lacking in good dominant players, and what can you bring to that team if you was to go to that team?
I'm not really sure on what teams can use players, but I would say the NBA can use a lot more excitement. There's a lot of great players in the league, and I want every team to have a great player. Not just a few teams that have great players. I want all teams to have good teams. That way, the NBA can be watched more. Instead of watching the powerhouse teams, I want the lower like not talented teams to be better. And just have more excitement and have everybody watch the NBA more. I mean, there's a lot of people who watch it, but it's always looking for more improvement. Always got more improvement to improve, room to improve.
Okay. Now, what's next for Malik Beasley right now? Like, what's next? Are you just getting ready for the draft? We know that.
Getting ready for the draft. Getting ready for life ahead of me, mentally and physically, and in my spirit, and thanking God for everything. Just taking one day at a time, living in the moment, man. Kids don't live it. Sometimes we don't live in the moment. Sometimes we look for the future, or think about the past. Just think about living the moment. Like this right here is absolute blessing to be on an interview with you guys. Y'all guys are all the way in LA, and I'm in Atlanta, and it's just great to know that you guys are. That you guys think of me in this way to be able to interview me. You guys don't have to do this, and it's just a total blessing to know that I have these opportunities.
That's great. That's real great. That's real great. Is there anything that you'll like to actually, tell anybody out there for a young kid that's at home and he's dribbling the ball in his house, and them old basketball courts that you hung up on the door? You probably don't know about them right there. That's them old school,
Oh yeah, I know about them.
Okay. No, see, back in that day when I was a kid, I used to get the wire coat hangers, turn them upside down, and make basketball things out of that. That's what I used to do. But no, what would you tell a young kid that wants to be like you? Because now you're going in the NBA, you're about to have a lot of people look up to you. You know what I'm saying? Your whole life is about to change. So what would you tell a little kid that's coming up with a rock and says, Malik, can you sign this for me? I want to be just like you when I grow up. What would you tell him?
First thing I would say is live your dream, and have no fear. Think about your dream and make it a reality. But the main thing is hard work, and make sure you love what you love. Do what you love doing. If you don't love basketball, if it's golf, do what you love doing and just work hard at it and be better than me. I would tell the kid, be better than me. Try to be better than me and work hard as you can be and try to be great. The main thing is hard work, man. I really work hard and just make sure you love what you do too. It's the main two things: love what you do and work hard at it.
I'll tell you, I just got to say one thing in the chat room. I do apologize. I got to tell you about people that go live after they get off somebody's show. But you know how that go. Everybody in the chat room know what I'm talking about with that, though. But basically, I do appreciate you coming on the show today, man. I do appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah.
What is it that is there anything that tell the audience right now where they can find you at, your YouTube or your Twitter and all that, where they can follow you at so they can actually follow your path.
Okay. My Instagram is BZ5, BEEZY5. My Twitter is Malik_5, MALIKK_5. And then Snapchat is BZ5. It's a lot of different stuff. BEASYYY5. And that's pretty much it. Look for me in the draft. Hopefully we get drafted high. If not, wherever we go, I'm destined to be because, like I said, God makes everything happen for a reason. So just follow the process. There's going to be mistakes. There's going to be up and downs. But as long as you guys are there for me and haters going to be there. But hey, that's my motivators, even the motivators. So just always support me and thank you for everything, guys.
Now, let me ask you a question about this. You have a lot of things that's going on in politics right now. I don't know if you follow politics, but it affects it affects Black people. You know what I'm saying?
What'd you say? Repeat that?
Politics. Far as politics goes, yeah. Who are you actually going for in the politics? In a politics field right now, like who do you actually think that can actually be the president right now? Well,
I'm Democratic, but whoever can be the president can be president as long as they treat this country the right way and do the right things. To me, I just feel like we just need to be supported the right way. And of course, there's going to be a lot of opinions, and that's just my opinion. I haven't looked really fully into it, who I want to vote for, but I usually lean towards Democrats. But whoever is best for our country is the best opportunity for us.
Okay, all right, great. Now, when you're on the court and you're practicing, a lot of people have their type of music that they listen to get in the zone. What gets you in the zone to hit them jumpers and them threes, and what gets you hyped?
I'm an old school type of guy. I like Jay-Z, I like Beasley, Tupac, and then I have my new school too. I got J. Cole, Drake, a lot of new people. Who else? A lot of new people. You probably wouldn't know. Rich Homie Quan, stuff like that.
I know about Rich Homie Quan. I know about a lot of new people. I'm a hip hop head. Don't think I'm not a hip hop head. I'm a hip hop head. Trust me.
Right, I was making sure. Got my man Kodak Black and who else? Little Boat.
Okay. Yeah. I'm a hip hop head. I'm definitely a hip hop head. But I'm an old school type hip hop head too. I like
I like the old school.
Run DMC. Biz Markie, Slick Rick. Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. As far as your documentary goes, when will it be released? And what's your take on how do you feel? You about to have a documentary out.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Man.
The documentary is gonna be great. And I'll be honest, I'm really honest. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't tell my dad or the producers to put it out. But I really like this documentary. I think it's gonna be really good. It's very informal and very important to young and old generations. But It'll be out after the draft. That's not my job. I always tell the producer and my dad, that's not y'all handle that. Let me just work on my game and get us there. You know what I mean? I just work on what I gotta do.
There you go. There you go. There you go. I hope that, you know, I can interview your dad and your mom one day, because I really want to know, you know, as far as their background in acting and all that. So I hope on a feature Power Talk show I can interview them too. I'm going to try to get some people up in here. That's why I'm going to ask you some questions. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, definitely. So everybody, I'm sending out the link. So if you want to come in, 2 people at a time, you guys can click on the link, come in and ask Malik Beasley on, you know, what you guys want to know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With that being said, Malik, is there anything that you want to tell us as far as, like, you know, your road to everything that you've done? Like, is there anything that you want to tell us, and anything that you want to share? Like, man, it's been a great journey, and you know, you're happy about picking up the rock. I know that. You know, is there anything else?
Man, I tell you, there's a lot of obstacles throughout this process, and you gotta have faith, and that's the main thing. Just believe in yourself and believe in what's going to happen, and make sure you focus, because if something goes out of hand, it happens for a reason. It's gonna make you stronger in the future. So just don't always worry. Just stay focused and do what you got to do. Stay positive vibes.
That's great. That's great. If anybody wants to come in and ask Malik any questions, they can. Know anything about basketball, you know, you can come in. Now, can you play any other position? Like, I know you're a shooting guard. Is there any other position that you're very, very great at when you play?
Yes. I've played small forward, but I'm a short small forward. They consider me a short small forward. I've been working on my handles a lot lately, throughout this whole summer. The way I can be a combo guard in case coach needs me to be a point guard for a certain play. I've been really working on that. Also, my post-up game to work on in case I have a smaller guard. You never know. And a bunch of different things I'm working on. But like I said, it just takes a lot of time, a lot of repetition, and a lot of hard work.
Okay, great. What is it that, you know, makes a great basketball player? When, you know, in your eyes, not you, because, you know, you're gonna say yourself is a great basketball player, but what is it that makes an actual great basketball player? Somebody like a Jordan, somebody like a Kodi, you know, somebody like a Scottie Pippen. See, Scottie Pippen was my favorite basketball player. A lot of people are like, why? I'm like, man, Scottie Pippen was good. I mean, to me he was. You know.
Yeah, well, first thing is hard work. I always say that, but it really is hard work. And then, like, for example, what you can do best on that court, and then master it. So for Scottie Pippen, it was defense and being a hard-nosed player. And for Jordan, it was all-around player. Some people are born with it, and some people are not. But for example, if you're a three-point specialist, master that. Master it. Go deeper. To be able to shoot deeper. Just master what you can do, and then take advantage of that, and stuff like that will get you paid and get you not. It's not even about the money. It'll get you farther in life.
Now, how tall are you?
I'm 6'5".
6'5"? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Man.
6'5.5" with the hair.
Oh, 6'5.5" with the hair. Now, at the age of 9, man, you tall, man. 6'5" is tall, man. You know, was you a tall kid? Was you the tallest kid in your class?
In high school?
Well, in high school, or when you was a little kid, like, you know, when you was like in 10th grade.
I grew like maybe 11th, 12th grade. That's when I grew, and I grew some more in the college, and then hopefully I keep growing.
Now,
stretch.
Now let me ask you this: What is your college? What is your high school basketball coach think about you now? You know, because I know you played a lot of basketball in high school. So what does he think now? What is he? I mean, how does his think?
Well, both my high school coaches, because one left in my junior year, and we got the assistant coach as the head coach. But both of them would say, like, wow, where I came from is ridiculous. Freshman year, I was so skinny, little kid. Didn't even start. I was like the 9th man come off the bench, and then didn't play much. I was on JV, and I went to a private school too, so it's not that much. It's not that much players go to a private school, and that's just how you can tell that I came from a little thing, and then I started working my butt off, and I started starting, and then I grew, and then I got better and better, and they would just say that I was hard working. I like to listen a lot. I like to learn, ask a lot of questions. What am I doing wrong? How can I be on the court more, coach? And how can I do this to help the team out, regardless of what it was?
Okay, great. Now, there's a show that's on Stars right now called Survivor's Remorse. I don't know if you ever seen it, but it's a very great show. And it's about huh?
My mom is in it, got in that show.
She is?
Yeah.
Tell her I love that show. Me and my wife watched that with a passion. That and Power, we love those two shows on Stars. Yeah. That show right there, Survivor's Remorse, it's about a young kid that came and that ended up going to the NBA. And, do you kind of see yourself, like when movies come out, like my favorite basketball movie of all time is He Got Game.
Yeah.
And, do you see yourself like when you sit back and watch that movie and you see the struggles anybody had on TV, or like just say He Got Game, do you see like, man, that's me right there. I'm living my life right now. That's me.
Well, I wouldn't say I didn't struggle that much because I had great parents, and my dad played professional. My mom used to be a model, so we kind of live a good little lifestyle. But we did struggle sometimes, and like I say, if I just stayed focused and did what I had to do to help my family be more successful, be more well known, and credit to them, they did a great job of raising me and helping me get better as a person.
Okay, great. So what basically, how is it that do you have a girlfriend right now?
No.
No girlfriend. Okay, so how do you think it's kind of hard
for? Yeah, actually, I do have a girlfriend. It's the basketball. That's my girl. That's my baby.
Oh, that's your baby right now. Okay. That's right. Is there anything that you want to ask me, or anything that anything that I didn't touch on that you would like to touch on?
No, man, you did a great job. Great job of showing who I am and what I'm capable of doing. Man, thank you.
Man, I do appreciate you actually coming on and actually doing this interview, man. I do appreciate it a lot. When I reached out to your manager and he told me about you, I had to Google you. And like my brother-in-law, he's a basketball fanatic, and he was like, "Oh yeah, he's a great shooting guard and this and that." So I had to find out who you was. Like I said, I haven't watched basketball in years, and the reason why is because I live in Los Angeles, but I was never a Lakers fan. But I was always a Chicago Bulls fan. But I mean, a Chicago Bulls when they had Dennis Rodman, Pippen, and Jordan, and when Ron Harper was there. So that to me was like a great basketball team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's when I was growing up. See, I'm 32, so that was when I was really little when they was around. So I had to find out who you are, and I can't wait to actually see what team you go to. And I hope that when you do get drafted, that when you do have your first couple of games, you come back and you tell us about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to know that feeling, how it actually is to be in the NBA. When you get time, because I know once you get there, you're gonna have a hectic schedule. I just hope you don't forget the small people like me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. I'll never forget the small people who helped me get to where I am now, and that's I really am spirited in that.
I do appreciate it, man. I do appreciate it. And everybody, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys follow Malik Beasley. Tell them where they can find you at one more again if they just came in, so they can find out where they can find you at one more again, man. Tell them where they can find you at.
My Twitter is Malik_5 with 2 Ks, MALIKK_5. My Instagram is Beezy5, BEEZY5.
Man. So with that being said, guys, I know I had a long interview with 2 great guests. Thank you for all my guests that came on today. I do appreciate you, Malik. You know, I do appreciate you. Thank you for making time to come on this Power Talk show. And make sure that if you let anybody know I'm a great interviewer, make sure you tell me that. And ask your mom. I want to interview your mom and your dad because I want to find out how they got into acting. And what
Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely let them know that you want to interview them, and they'll find time to get on the show and do some interviews, you guys.
Yeah, definitely. I do appreciate it. Thank you for everybody watching the Power Talk show today. Thank you for all my guests. Thank you for Good Time. Thank you for Marcus. Thank you for Metal Kettle. Thank you for Malik Beasley right here. And thank you for everybody that came out and supported today. And like I tell everybody, all the hate in the world, it's okay. You can hate, but I still love you. Because without hate, you don't make me great. Point blank. The hate actually makes me great, and the hate makes me want to strive even more. So with that being said, I'm out of here, guys. I do appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys go check out Malik Beasley. Make sure you guys look at the 2016 NBA draft to find out what team he goes to, because we will be following it live on the Power Talk show. I do appreciate it. I'm out.